عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام عليك يا ممتحنة امتحنك الذي خلقك قبل أن يخلقك وكنت لما امتحنك به صابرة. اللهم لعن أول ظالم ظلم حق محمد وآل محمد وآخر تابع له على ذلك. اللهم لعن العصابة التي جاهدت الحسين عليه السلام وشايعت وبايعت وتابعت على قتله. اللهم لعنهم جميعا. أما بعد، فقد قال عز من قائل: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا الموءودة سئلت بأي ذنب قتلت. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Our heartfelt condolences to Imam of our time, Hujjat ibn al-Hasan, Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman alayhi salam. On the Shahadat day of Lady of Light and his grandmother, Lady Fatima al-Zahra, salamullahi alayha. I also extend my condolences to the mu'mineen and mu'minat gathered here and worldwide. And I pray to Almighty Allah to grant us the ziyarat of this lady in this life and her shafa'ah in the hereafter. And may Almighty Allah hasten the reappearance of Hujjat ibn al-Hasan, Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman alayhi salam. واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته ومحبيه والثائرين تحت لوائه والمستشهدين بين يديه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Today has passed away the lady whose life was nothing but just giving. She has always been a giver, whether it was for this world or whether it was for the hereafter. Until we have a riwayah from Imam al-Hasan alayhi salatu wassalam, who says that I could see my mother would be standing in the mihrab the entire night praying for all the mu'mineen and mu'minat. And she was naming every mu'min and every mu'mina while praying. And she would stand so much until there would be swelling in her legs. And in the morning I would ask her, "Oh, my mother, why haven't you prayed for yourself?" And she would say, "Al-jar thumma ad-dar." First, we have to pray for the neighbor and then for ourselves. She believed in giving only and nothing else. Even on the day of Qiyamah, on the doomsday of Qiyamah, where everyone, even the Anbiya ma Salaf, that is before the last prophet, all the Anbiya will call out, Nafsi, 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 what will happen to me? What will happen to me? At that time, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam will come to this lady and say, "Oh my daughter, what have you brought today for the shafa'ah and for intercession of my ummah?" And she will pull out two severed hands of Abul Fadl al-Abbas, saying, "Kafani yadaya Abul Fadl al-Abbas." Oh Father, these two severed hands, these two cut hands of Abul Fadl al-Abbas are enough for the intercession and shafa'ah of the whole ummah. So she is only giving. This lady is only believed in giving. Though the Holy Prophet himself is Shafi'ul Mahshar. Shafi'ul Mahshar is the day of in the day of Qiyamah. The power of intercession will only be in the hands of the Holy Prophet. But this riwayah tells us that the intercession will not begin, or intercession will not be there but through the Lady Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha. As regards one more salawat ala Muhammad wa as regards her lofty position, she is not only the Ummul Ayyame, but we have several riwayats and the ayats of the Holy Quran which give us and show us and direct us towards her lofty position which she has. But I will just point out two riwayats over here. One is from our sixth holy Imam, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi, which says, "Nahnu hujjatullahi ala al-khalq wa Fatimatu hujjatullahi alayna." We are the proof of Almighty Allah on the creatures, on the creation. But Fatima al-Zahra is the proof of Allah on us, the Imams. This is Fatima al-Zahra. And the Hadith al-Qudsi, where Almighty Allah is calling out for Prophet and Imam Ali, and he says, "Lawla Fatima lama khalaqtukuma." Please note that if I would not have it created Fatima, I wouldn't have it created you, O Muhammad and Ali. Now God knows what he meant by it, and this is not the time that we could discuss in depth this hadith. But after all this lofty position of Fatima al-Zahra, Fatima al-Zahra would take care of the smallest person. Whoever arrived at her door, she never sent them back empty-handed, to the extent that even Almighty Allah sent his malaika, his angels, to beg for the bread on the door. These malaika, remember up till now, those who came on the door of Fatima were all beggars and all needy, whom Fatima gave. But today are coming the angels who don't need food, who don't have to eat. But Almighty Allah is testing Fatima. Oh Fatima, you know that they don't need food, and you need this food which is laying in your plate. We would like to see whether you would prefer the other who is asking you to yourself. And that is where, when all the family of Fatima gave out this bread, came the ayat of the Holy Quran. But this Fatima al-Zahra, salamullahi alayha, She was even getting the needy, not only those who knew the door of Fatima al-Zahra. The Holy Prophet himself was sending the needy people to the door of Fatima. Knowing that Fatima al-Zahra was facing several days of starvation, still whenever a poor one would come at the door of the Holy Prophet, the Prophet would send him to the door of Fatima. And the door of Fatima was opening in the mosque. If we just consider this as the mosque of Rasulullah and Masjid al-Nabawi, then this was the door of the entrance of the house of Rasulullah. So Rasulullah used to leave the mosque and enter his house directly from here. And this window would be the door of Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha, and the door of Amir al-Mu'mineen, where Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, and Imam al-Husayn and Bint al-Rasul used to live. There was no outside door for the door of Fatima, for the house of Fatima. So whenever Fatima would like to leave the house and go into the market, she would have to first step into the mosque of Rasulullah, then go through the door outside to the market. And if at all she would like to enter her house, she would first have to enter the mosque before she could enter her house, because there was no other way of getting into her house without passing the mosque of Rasulullah. There were only two doors that were opening in the mosque of Rasulullah. One was the door of the Holy Prophet's house, one was the door of Fatima al-Zahra. So the door that was burnt down of Fatima was the part of Masjid al-Nabawi. It was not an outside door. There was no bazaar opening door of Fatima. It was part of the mosque that was burnt down. If you recite one loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So the beggar would come to Rasulullah, think this is mihrab of Rasulullah. This is the house of Rasulullah. This is the entrance to the house of Fatima. The Holy Prophet is sitting in the mihrab. The ashab are sitting on the ground the way you people are sitting. And Rasulullah is facing the Qibla and he is in the mihrab. A poor person comes and he says, Ya Rasulullah, I don't have clothes to cover myself, provide me clothes. And then he says, I'm hungry, provide me food. And Rasulullah does not answer him, he just points at the door of Fatima, go to that door. Knowing that Fatima is facing starvation from 2 days already. She doesn't have anything to provide for her own children, Hassan and Husayn. The Holy Prophet knows that this door is such a giving door that no one will be rejected and no one will be sent empty-handed. Rather, this door is giving so much that the taker himself will not have the capacity of carrying it, while the giver has the capacity of giving furthermore. And it was at that door, the poor man comes and he says, O Lady of Light, your father has sent me to your door. I am hungry and I need clothes. O Lady, can you provide me anything so that I can get the clothes and the food of my desire? Bint al-Rasul had nothing in the house, so she presented the bed of Hassan and al-Husayn. She said, I have the only asset with me is the sleeping place of al-Hassan and al-Husayn only. The beggar said, Bint al-Rasul, I can't take this one. I don't know what to do with it. Bint al-Rasul had one necklace in her neck. She had one necklace. She removed the necklace and gave it to the poor and said, O poor, go and sell it. And Almighty Allah will provide you the best of both. The poor man comes to the mihrab. He says, Ya Rasulullah, your daughter has provided me with the necklace and she has told me to sell it and take the provision for myself. The Holy Prophet said, go sell it. For the best of the daughters of Adam has given it to you. And the only daughter of Muhammad has given it to you. God will compensate you for what you desire. And immediately, as soon as the Holy Prophet said this, Ammar Yasir got up and said, Ya Rasulullah, do you permit me, can I buy this necklace from this old man, from this poor man? Rasulullah said, Oh Ammar, what will you buy? The angels are stooping down and looking down, and they are anxious to take away this necklace. And whoever will buy this necklace, for him is heaven. Ammar Yasir said, Oh poor man, what will you want as the price for this necklace? He said, I want a food of bread and meat. Second, I want a cloth of Yamani to cover myself. And I want 1 dinar for the expense of reaching my family. Ammar Yasir said, you have asked for 1 dinar, I will give you 20. I will add 200 dirhams also to it. You have asked for 1 cloth of Yamani, I will give you 20. And you have asked for food, I will provide you the food that you have desired. And your cost will be covered. But no, Ammar will give you something more. I will give you my own horse, my own ride. In today's words, I will give you my own Mercedes to you so that you can drive away and go to your place and go to your house. The man said, thank God that Almighty Allah granted me this opportunity to meet such a person who is so generous. Ammar said, no, it is because of that necklace that Ammar is so generous. For Ammar wants to buy the necklace at a higher price. And Ammar provided the poor. The poor went thanking Almighty Allah. Well, Ammar took this necklace. He took it at home. He perfumed it, covered it with the cloth of Yamani, and he called his servant and said, go deliver this necklace to the Holy Prophet. And as soon as you deliver, you will be his slave, the slave of the Holy Prophet. I submit you to the Holy Prophet as a slave. The slave went in a different air today. Why? Because today he was going to be the slave of the one whose slavery is liberty of humanity. He said, I will be the slave of the Prophet, who is the slave of Almighty Allah, abduhu wa rasuluh. Therefore, I am the liberated one. So he was just dancing and going, and he was just proud at what he was granted, the slavery of the Holy Prophet, and the only Prophet who was the source of creation. لَوْلَاكَ لَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْأَفْلَاقَ. While he came to the Holy Prophet, and he submitted himself and submitted the necklace, the Holy Prophet turned to him and pointed out to the house of Fatima. He said, I have given my daughter this necklace, and I have given you as a slave to Fatima. Now the slave had a different air. He said that today I am going to be the slave of the lady who has in her mahr the shafa'ah of the day of Qiyamah. As soon as he reached the door of Fatima, the holy lady took the necklace, and then she said, go, O slave, for I have freed you in the way of Almighty Allah. The free man now, the slave earlier, and now the free man smiled. Bint al-Rasul asked him, why did you smile? He said, Bint al-Rasul, I'm smiling at the barakah of this necklace. For this necklace has made a poor man rich. It has fed a hungry person. It has provided cloth and covered a person who was without clothes, who was naked. It has freed the slave, and it has returned to its ahl and its original owner without any change. That is the barakah of one necklace of Fatima al-Zahra. And Bint al-Rasul is saying, give in the way of Almighty Allah and see how it returns with perfumes and with all the barakat. If you recite one loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That was the material giving. Fatima al-Zahra has left spiritual givings for up till the end of the time. What she will give on the day of Qiyamah is different. What she has given for this life also is different. Whenever we talk about dua, we immediately think about Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salatu wassalam. Why? Because we have Allahumma salli ala because he has a collection of dua called Sahifat al-Sajjadiyya. And now Sahifat al-Sajjadiyya is very popular amongst the mu'mineen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. But let me tell you, brothers and sisters, from my brief research, only brief, in 5 to 6 books, I could find 22 du'as from Bibi Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayhi. They are all short du'as, and they are all necessary du'as for our sustenance, for our relief of problems, for our hereafter, for our world. 22. I don't know how many are still lying hidden in the books. And in all the 22, I have seen one statement of Lady Batul al-Azra, salamullahi alayha. She says that all these du'as have been given to me by my father, Muhammad Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Just to point out one or two du'as, inshallah, just so that I could discuss the Lady Fatima's life through the du'as, that we should understand that Lady Batul has a collection of du'as which she has taught. The first du'a, I'll go through 3 du'as only, very briefly introduce them, and inshallah mu'mineen will know them inshallah. In Misbahul Anwar, the riwayah starts from, and the riwayah is from our 5th holy Imam, Imam al-Baqir alayhi salatu wassalam. Where he says, Zarat Fatimat Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi zata yawm. Lady Fatima visited her father one day. The Holy Prophet said to her, Bunayya, ya Bunayya, ala azudaka, shouldn't I give you a gift? Yes, ya Rasul. And Rasulullah said, Bala ya Rasulullah. She said, yes, ya Rasulullah. Rasulullah gave her the gift, a small dua for rizq, for sustenance. Whoever wants, this is the dua for sustenance from Lady Batul al-Azra, salamullahi alayha. Riwayah is from Lady Batul. This dua is from Bibi Fatima, salamullahi alayha. And the dua is very short. Allahu Rabbuna wa Rabbu kullu shay'in munzil at-Tawrat wal-Injil wal-Zabur wal-Furqan. This is a very 4-line dua of rizq. There is one more riwayah from Abdullah ibn Salman al-Farisi. Abdullah, son of Salman al-Farisi. He narrates from his father. He says, my father Salman al-Farisi said, one day I visited the Lady of Light, the daughter of the Holy Prophet, and she offered me the dates without stones, without seeds. Nowadays it is possible to remove the stones, but these were complete dates without the stones. And they were very tasty. The Holy Lady told me that these أعطني قالت هو من نخل غرسه الله لي في دار السلام. The lady said, these these are the dates from the date tree which Almighty Allah has created for me in Darussalam, that is in heaven. Why? Bint al-Rasul says, because I repeat some lines that my father has taught me. So Salman al-Farsi says that, O Lady of Light, can you teach me this dua? Bint al-Rasul, instead of teaching him the dua, she goes on saying that, if at all, Salman, you want to keep away from epidemics and from fever, you should recite this dua daily. And this is a very short dua which is called Dua An-Nur. If at all mu'mineen can remember, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Bismillah an-Nur, Bismillah nur an-Nur, Bismillah nurun ala nur. This is a very small dua, 4 lines. What happens? Almighty Allah grants the result in this world and the next. If you recite one loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Should I go ahead with the third dua or should I leave it over here? I have come through from Birmingham just to recite this Majlis. And if at all you will permit me, I will recite this dua if you agree. If you recite one loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Because I believe this dua is very, very important. And this dua is for immediate recovery from problems. Immediate recovery. Instant recovery. And who is the narrator? Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayhi. The gift for her believers and the lovers of Ahl al-Bayt. And you know why it is important? Because of 3 reasons. The first reason is that the narrator of this, who is narrating from Lady Fatima, is the one who himself has a collection of du'as. That is Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salatu wassalam. Second is the chain of narration of this dua. Imam al-Sajjad says that my father, Imam al-Husayn, taught me this dua, and he was given this dua by his mother Fatima, and Fatima was given this dua by the Holy Prophet, and the Holy Prophet heard it from Jibreel. The chain of narration of this dua. The third thing which is very important is the way how Imam al-Husayn transmitted this dua and the time when he transmitted this dua to Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam. That is the most important. Now I will read a little of the Arabic so that I can just explain what is the significance of the time when this dua has been taught by Imam al-Husayn to Imam al-Sajjad, or granted to Imam al-Sajjad. Imam al-Sajjad says, ضمني والدي عليه السلام إلى صدره يوم قتل. Imam al-Husayn on the day of Ashura, he hugged me, he embraced me, he pressed me to his chest. وَالدِّمَاءُ تَغْلِي وَهُوَ يَقُولُ, and his blood was profusely pouring out of his body. When did Imam al-Husayn alayhi salatu wasalam come to meet Imam al-Sajjad? What time? What was the time when he was bleeding profusely? When no one was left in his tent. No Ali al-Akbar, no Abbas, no Qasim. When Imam al-Sajjad had asked him, "O my father, who is there? Where is my brother Ali al-Akbar?" And Imam al-Husayn said, "You and me are left from the male. No one else is left." That is the time Imam al-Husayn. Imam Sajjad says, Imam al-Husayn alayhi salatu wasalam embraced me, hugged me, pressed me to his chest. And he said, "Oh my son, you know, at the last moment, the most important, an imam is giving away the imamat secrets to whom? The next imam. At that crucial moment, the most important thing, Imam al-Sajjad is being given by Imam al-Husayn, where Imam al-Husayn has no one left in the tents now. He says, "Oh my son, remember this dua, for this dua has been granted to me by my mother Fatima Zahra Salamullah." And this is for the recovery of the problems. I will recite slowly, inshallah, because today is the day of Shahadat of Lady of Light. And because the mu'mineen worldwide are in problems, we will do the niyyah of recovery of the problems of all the mu'mineen wherever they live, inshallah. And the recovery of the problems of entire humanity, inshallah, with the zuhur of the 12th Imam Hujjat ibn al-Hasan Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman. I will recite slowly, and I request you to recite with me so that we can pray to Almighty Allah with the tawassul of Fatima Zahra Salamullahi alayha for today, inshallah. And of course, we start with the dua with a salawat. Therefore, we say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad bihaqqi Yasin wal Qur'an al-Hakim wa bihaqqi Taha wal Qur'an al-Azim. يا من يقدر على حوائج السائلين يا من يعلم ما في الضمير يا منفس عن المكروبين يا مفرج عن المغمومين يا راحم الشيخ الكبير يا رازق الطفل الصغير يا من لا يحتاج إلى التفسير صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل بنا ما أنت أهله ولا تفعل بنا ما نحن أهله بحق فاطمة وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها وسر المستودع فيها وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. This is the very important dua, and inshallah mu'mineen will remember, and those who want it, it is available also online, inshallah. These duas, if you recite one loud salawat for the acceptance of this dua. یہ بی جو صرف عطا ہی عطا ہو، کیا اس قابل تھی کہ اس کے دروازے کو جلایا جائے؟ کیا یہ بی بی وہ دروازے آپ نے پرانے دیکھے ہیں کہ نہیں دیکھے؟ اولڈ دروازے جو ووڈ کے بنے ہوتے تھے، لکڑی کے بنے ہوتے تھے، جس میں لوہے کی سلاخیں اور روڈز ہوتے تھے، آئرن روڈز ہوتے تھے. جب فاطمہ الزہرا کا دروازہ مسجد میں جلا ہے نا، تو وہ آئرن روڈ سب گرم ہوئی. آیت اللہ مکارم شیرازی بیان کرتے ہیں کہ جب وہ دروازہ گرایا گیا ہے نا، تو اس دروازے اور دیوار میں کوئی فاصلہ نہ رہا. خدا جانے وہ آئرن روڈز نے فاطمہ کے بدن کے ساتھ کیا کیا. اور آیت اللہ بیان کرتے ہیں کہ اس کے بعد فاطمہ الزہرا سانس تک نہیں لے سکتی تھی، اس لیے کہ پسلیاں ٹوٹ چکی تھی. اجرکم علی اللہ، جزاکم. بس میرے عزیز دوستو، مجلس تمام، مگر اس بی بی کو رونے بھی تو نہ دیا گیا. کہ یا بی بی دن میں روئیں یا رات میں روئیں. بنت رسول نے کہا چند دنوں کی مہمان ہو، مجھے رونے دو اپنے بابا. پھر بھی مدینے کے باہر جایا کرتی تھی، وہاں دن بھر روتی تھی، رات میں گھر میں آتی تھی. مگر جس درخت کے سائے میں بنت رسول رویا کرتی تھی، حکومت نے وہ درخت ہی کاٹ دیا. چند دنوں تک بنت رسول مدینے کے باہر جا کر رو سکتی تھی، मगर इसके बाद इतनी अलील हो गई। आपने कभी देखा है 18 साल की लड़की हो जो असा के सहारे चलती हो? क्यों? इसलिए कि जो बीबी सांस नहीं ले सकती, वो बीबी किस तरीके से चलती थी। आखिरी दिनों में बिन्त रसूल की हालत ये थी कि बिस्तर से उठ नहीं पाती थी। मगर जब आज का दिन जब आया, आज का दिन, बिल्कुल ये आज का दिन, अमीर अल मोमिनीन जब बाहर से घर आए तो बिन्त रसूल ने देखा कि बिन्त रसूल आज बिस्तर पे नहीं है। घर में देखा तो बिन्त रसूल एक तरफ हसनैन को नहला रही थी। आज सुबह की बात है। एक तरफ खाना तैयार कर रही थी, एक तरफ कपड़े धो के फैला रही थी। का बिन्त रसूल क्या हुआ? आपकी हालत ये न थी। बिन्त रसूल ने कहा, या अली बैठो, मैं आपसे कुछ बात करना चाहती हूँ। का फरमाइए, क्या कहना चाहती हैं? का मैंने कल रात को बाबा को ख्वाब में देखा है। बाबा ने मुझसे कहा, ऐ ज़हरा, अब इंतजार के दिन खत्म हुए, कल दोपहर को तुम मुझसे आके मुल्हक हो जाओगी। मैं समझ गई हूँ कि अब मेरी आखिरी दिन है, इसीलिए या अली मैंने बच्चों के लिए खाने का इंतजाम कर दिया है कि जब मैं चली जाऊंगी तो आप मेरे गम में मग़मूम होंगे। हाय मेरे हसन हुसैन भूखे न रह जाए। मैं हाथों को जोड़कर कहूंगा, बिन्त रसूल, अरे आपको हसन हुसैन की भूख का इतना ख्याल। हाय करबला में वो बच्चे अलतस की सदा। अजरुकुम अल्लाह। ये वो वक्त है, बिन्त रसूल ने वसीयतें की। अमीर अल मोमिनीन से कहा, मेरी चंद वसीयतें हैं। मुझे रात को मेरा जनाजा उठाइएगा, मेरे दुश्मनों को मेरे जनाजे पर आने न दीजिएगा। बस एक मर्तबा वसीयतें तमाम होने लगी, मगर अमीर अल मोमिनीन जो कि फातिह खैबर था, जो कि हिलने वाला न था, सैयदतुन निसाइल आलमीन की वसीयतें सुन के टूट रहा था, बिल्कुल पानी हो रहा था। या अली आप क्यों रो रहे हैं? कहा, मेरे दो सहारे थे, एक रसूल अल्लाह थे, वो चले गए। ऐ फातिमा तुम भी जा रही हो, अब अली यक्का तन्हा रह जाएगा। जब उम्मत सलाम नहीं करती थी तो मैं आपको आके बताता था, जब उम्मत मेरे सलाम का जवाब नहीं देती थी तो मैं आपको आके बताता था, जब मुझे पुरसा उम्मत नहीं देती थी नबी का तो मैं आपसे आके पुरसा लेता था। मगर हाय अब ज़हरा तुम चली जाओगी, ये छोटे हसन हुसैन से क्या दिल की बात अली करेगा। अजरुकुम अल्लाह। बस मजलिस तमाम हो गई, आपने गिरिया किया, खुदावंद आलम आपको कोई गम न दे सिवाय गम मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद के। ये वक्त है जब बिन्त रसूल ने ज़ोहरैन से पहले इमाम अली मस्जिद में गए, ये दरवाज़ा मस्जिद में दाखिल हुए नमाज के लिए, और इमाम हसनैन को बिन्त रसूल ने कब्र रसूल पर भेजा। ये दरवाज़ा रसूल अल्लाह का, और इधर ही कब्र रसूल भी थी। इमाम हसनैन घर से निकले, बच्चों जाओ अपनी माँ की शिफा के लिए दुआ करो, नाना की कब्र पर माँ की शिफा के लिए दुआ करो। बच्चे घर से निकले, नाना की कब्र तक पहुँचे, थोड़ी देर नहीं गुजरी थी, ये बच्चों के, जब तक ये बच्चे गए हैं, अस्मा बिनते उमैस से कहा, बिनते रसूल ने, मैं हुजरे में जाती हूँ, जब तक मेरी आवाज़ सुनाई दे तस्बीह की समझ लेना फातिमा जिंदा है, और अगर आवाज़ ख़त्म हो जाए तो 3 मरतबा मुझे पुकारना, अगर मैं जवाब न दूँ समझ लेना मैं अपने बाबा से मुल्हक हो गई। इतना सुनना था। अस्मा कहती है मैं दरवाजे पर बैठी रही, कान लगाए हुए, बिनते रसूल की तस्बीह की आवाज आ रही है, मेरा दिल भी तेजी से धड़क रहा था। आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आवाज धीमी होती गई, यहाँ तक कि आवाज बंद हो गई। मैंने बिनते रसूल को 3 मरतबा पुकारा, ऐ बिनते रसूल, ऐ बिनते रसूल, ऐ बिनते रसूल, मगर बिनते रसूल ने जवाब न दिया। जल्दी से मैंने दरवाजा खोला। अब जो नब्ज पर मैंने हाथ रखा, इन्ना लिल्लाहि व इन्ना इलैहि राजिऊन, फातिमा की रूह कफ़स उनसुरी से परवाज कर गई। अभी मेरी आंखों से आंसू टपक रहे थे कि दरवाजा खुला। मैंने जल्दी से फातिमा ज़हरा के हुजरे से निकल कर बाहर आई। मैंने क्या देखा, हसन और हुसैन दाखिल हो गए हैं। मैंने कहा बच्चों पहले खाना खा लो। बच्चों ने कहा हमने कभी माँ के बगैर खाना खाया है? कहा नहीं बच्चों पहले आज तो खाना खाना पड़ेगा। कहा अस्मा क्या तुम ये समझती हो हमें मालूम नहीं है क्या हुआ? कहा बच्चों क्या हुआ? कहा हम कब्र रसूल पर गए थे, कब्र रसूल में जलजला आया, निदाए गैबी आई, फातिमा के यतीमों का इस्तेगफार करो। हम समझ गए हमारी माँ जिंदा नहीं है। दौड़ते हुए बच्चे मस्जिद में आए, अमीर अल मोमिनीन को बताया ये वक्त है, ये वक्त है। जब अमीर अल मोमिनीन को बताया, बाबा हम यतीम हो गए। इतना सुनना था, अली खड़े थे। तारीख कहती है अली बैठ गए, वैसे ही बैठ गए जैसे करबला में अब्बास के गिरने पर हुसैन बैठ गए। अलान इनकसर ज़हरी वक़िल्लत हीलती, आज फातिमा की शहादत हो गई। अली मस्जिद से दरवाजे तक कई मर्तबा उठे हैं, कई मर्तबा गिरे हैं। अमीर अल मोमिनीन ने बच्चों से कहा अगर रोना है तो आहिस्ता रो। बस मजलिस तमाम हो गई, आखिरी जुमले, मजलिस तमाम हो गई। आपने गिरिया फरमाया, खुदावंद आलम आपको इसका अजर दे, हमको शफाअत फातिमा ज़हरा में जगह दे। बच्चों से कहा कि आहिस्ता आहिस्ता रोना, पता न चले दुश्मनों को कि जनाजा रात को दफन होने वाला है। और अमीर अल मोमिनीन जब रात का वक्त हुआ तो अमीर अल मोमिनीन ने फिजा से कहा, फिजा मुझे पानी देती रहना, मैं गुस्ल फातिमा को दे। सलमान फारसी दरवाजे पर खड़े हैं। अमीर अल मोमिनीन ने जो सहाबी थे, चंद सहाबी जो जनाजे फातिमा के साथ थे, उनसे कहा कि आहिस्ता रोना, किसी को पता न चले कि फातिमा को दफन किया जा रहा। अमीर अल मोमिनीन ने गुस्ल शुरू किया। थोड़ी देर नहीं गुजरी, अली गुस्ल छोड़कर बाहर चले आए। सर दीवार पर रख के पटक रहे थे और रो रहे थे, आवाज़ें बुलंद रो रहे थे। सब सहाबियों ने रोना शुरू कर दिया, बच्चों की आवाज़ें बुलंद हो गई। फिर इमाम अली अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम ने फिर गुस्ल मुकम्मल किया। जब गुस्ल मुकम्मल करके घर से बाहर आए, सलमान ने हाथ जोड़कर कहा, आका आप बड़े साबिर इमाम हैं, मैं जानता हूँ फातिमा ज़हरा का लॉस बहुत बड़ा गहरा लॉस है, मगर या अली आपने गिरिया क्यों किया? का सलमान न पूछो, अरे पसलियाँ टूटी हुई थी, فاطمہ نے مجھے بتایا نہیں، میں جب غسل دے رہا تھا تب علی کو پتہ چلا، اس لیے علی سے صبر نہ ہوا، جنازہ تیار ہوا، بچوں کو امام امیر المومنین نے بلایا، سب بچے آئے مگر حسین دروازے پر کھڑے رہے، جب تک ماں نہ بلائے گی میں نہ آؤں گا۔ بندے کفن کھلے، آؤ میرے حسین آؤ، سینے سے حسن و حسین کو لگایا، جبریل نازل ہوئے، یا علی بچوں کو ماں سے الگ کرو، اس لیے کہ ملائے اعلیٰ میں کوہرام برپا ہو گیا ہے۔ امیر المومنین نے شفقت سے محبت سے بچوں کو ماں کی لاش سے الگ کیا۔ میں ہاتھوں کو جوڑ کر کہوں گا آقا آپ کاش کربلا میں آ جاتے، ایک چھوٹی سی بچی ہے جو اپنے بابا کے ٹکڑے ٹکڑے لاش سے لپٹی ہوئی ہے، چھوڑتی نہیں ہے، اسے کوئی محبت سے چھڑائے۔ شمراج بڑا تازیہ